All right, so the other part of the assignment here was to develop the site, right? And so I mentioned that we're all going to take a separate block, right? That's going to help us cut out some of those woes that you have about your scheduling. And I'll do the aggregation. The parameters, I believe, were 100 feet by, did I say 200 feet or 400 feet?
240.
240 feet. I knew there was a 2 and a 4 in there somewhere. So we already started setting up a block that looks like that, right? That's basically just the sidewalk part of it. But what we're eventually going to do with this is we're going to, let me go back to my default layer. So every single one of you should be following in step with me at this time, because it's just going to bleed in directly to what you have to do. So we're going to create this particular block, and the blocks are going to look like this. They're going to be at 100 feet, comma, 240 feet, right? So that's our city block. Oh, I put my plaza in the wrong direction. Whoops. So we're also going to fillet the edges, so you can do a fillet with a radius of 12. You're going to put that on each corner. Simple enough so far. And then you can extrude it. So we're going to extrude curve. And we'll say both sides no, solid yes, and we're just going to say positive 1 foot. That creates the block. Now, at the same time, we now have to create the area that our building massings are going to go. So let me just quickly move this up to the top. And then I'm going to offset a distance of 12 feet again. And I'll pull it in, and what it's going to do is create a little bit of a boundary. Now, why did I create that boundary? Anyone? Sidewalk, yeah. So our building massings should not go any farther out than that particular profile. I did say, what were the other parameters that I had on massing?
Incorporate low, medium, and high-rise massing structures up to a maximum of 400 feet.
Yeah. Did I give a percentage of the site to be covered or no? I might not have. Okay. So just think of it this way then. When you look at, let's just check it out real quick. Aerial city. So when you look at the downtown area, those blocks, they're not 100% packed in with just one giant mass that gets extruded up. So that's not what I want to see. What I do want to see is 2 to 3 simple mass forms that you've extruded up to a maximum of 400 feet that cover maybe 60% of that space, maybe 80 at a maximum. So really what you do is you can do this very, very simply. You just take your rectangles and you just kind of have at it like that. Yeah, that's probably okay. That's probably too small though. But you can do it a few ways. You can just kind of do a single mass that you extrude up. Extrude curve, you can say that one's going to go all the way up to 400 feet. It's very tall. So that one I'm actually going to move back. That's probably extremely tall. So the ones that, if you guys do utilize 400-foot ones, I'm probably going to move those out to the extremities. But then you're also going to need some program that's going to relate more directly to what we have next to our site. So you might want to have a few that are perhaps wider, more rectilinear, kind of like this, and you can extrude that. Maybe this one's going to go, let's say this is going to go up 80 feet. And then you can do some kind of articulation to it. It's really going to be kind of up to you. But I'm going to just copy one of this, and I'm going to rotate it a little bit that way. I'm also going to rotate it a little bit that way. And then I'm going to extrude some surfaces. So I'll pull that out. And pull this out, and then yank it down. Yep, and then I'll do a Boolean difference, subtract from this, that, and it just gives you a truncated top. You can do it as extreme or linear as you want. Feel free to also you can grab some of these edges and sort of reshape it that way if you want. Just get creative with it, but don't spend too much time on it. You can do the same thing with these forms. You can grab edges, reshape those if you want, or you can truncate that, or even no, that's offset surface. Yeah. Or you can just kind of create like layered geometry as well. So you can do something like that and then put another one on it. Let's see, go to top view. Right. So that's the objective here, is that we're going to create a few of these, and then we're going to save them in the location, and I'm going to just basically say group, and then I'm going to move it into alignment, and I'm going to put it next to our site at an appropriate distance away. And let me just do a few copies of this real quick so that we have some context in the background. Don't mind the fact that they're all exactly the same, but when you place your camera, you're actually going to have a cityscape. Does that make some sense? And they are just massings. So I want one block from each of you in about 20 minutes or so. Don't spend a lot of time on it. It's super easy. Questions?
What was the corner diameter?
12 feet. It's a little bit smaller than most city blocks, but that's okay because we have a small program. For instance, New York City blocks typically are 200 feet by 800 feet. So we're really small.